Live from New York City, it's Wearable Electronics with your host, Becky Stern.
Hey everybody.
And your co-host,
Colin Cunningham.
me. Hi.
Welcome to the show. It's July 1st. We're coming to you live from was sunny a few minutes ago. Now it's slightly overcast.
Overcast, lovely New York City.
Lower Manhattan.
It's a new month.
It's summertime, and we're going to talk today about some awesome wearable electronics.
Good thing. Do you ever start the show and say, we're going to talk about some stuff that's not so great?
Yes, last week we went on a whole big thing about pizza before we talked about what was on the show.
We didn't say, pizza's still great. People love pizza.
Colin, what is on today's show?
Well,
No
let
pizza.
me tell you. The EEG costume cap.
We're
The
going
project
to
will be-
debut the second video.
Right. Would you call this a conclusion?
Sort of,
Do you
yeah.
feel done? We'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
I'll save that thought. Also, a grid of white squares.
Find out what it is later during our component of the week segment.
I have a few guesses. And if you love tools like we do, then you'll be interested in the tools we love, such as pointy, rainbow-colored plastic pieces that are more than that too. We'll cover it later.
Hear
I like
all
them.
about how we love them later
I like them a lot.
on the show.
And also, we will ask questions and you will give answers, or vice versa. We'll mix it up sometime, and somebody will get a book.
How about I ask questions and everyone gives answers? Now, if you have wearable electronics questions,
Could be
you
the
can.
future.
Yeah, right. You can post them in the comments now or later, or on the Adafruit blog or on Google Plus or Twitter, and we'll round them up and put them in a future show, and making you eligible to win the show's giveaway, which today is a copy of Getting Started with Adafruit Flora by me and Tyler Cooper.
Fine piece of literature.
Don't. Thanks, Colin.
Yeah, well. If you're looking for a fine piece of hardware, you can use the discount code STRIPES for 10% off at the Adafruit store, covering Flora and wearables and other hardware
everything.
atomic items.
Everything that are atoms is 10% off with code STRIPES.
Stripes.
No gift certificates or software if you're wondering what we sell that's not atoms.
Right, okay, that's good. We're covering more and more abstract things.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I'm
Cool.
into it.
Well, thanks for co-hosting again, Colin. I know I scared you off last time. Really?
What did you do?
Not really. I was just making a joke.
Oh. Well, because you might have, and I just don't remember it, and I totally blocked it. Becky's pretty intense, you know? These things can happen. We haven't
can happen.
had any big events on air yet, but
No.
we don't fight. I'm kidding.
No, of course not. So we want to share with you the coolest news in the wearables beat.
The wearables beating on the drum of Wearable Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
Every Wednesday on the blog, we post up really cool wearables projects from the community, and we post tutorials and news. And this week we have some amazing blog posts
We
by
do.
Leslie and Jessica and more.
first up, a really big discovery. Mermaids were discovered. And I'm excited.
And they're bioluminescent.
And they're bioluminescent because that's a real thing. Because after we found out that narwhals were real, I mean, this was just inevitable, right?
Mel Brooke. This is Erin C. Blaine. You might recognize her from some tutorials on the Adafruit Learning System. She's done some really rad things, including another mermaid-themed wearable that's a 3D printed shell, like in Little Mermaid, that Ursula uses to capture Ariel's voice inside. Very cool light-up shell. This is her mermaid glimmer costume. Underwater, so she revamped it for some event. It says she's reported on Google Plus that it went great, no malfunctions or shorts or zaps.
Very waterproof centric.
Super
project.
cool,
Yes.
beautiful, and obviously a work in progress and a labor of love.
I love the off the end of the fin, the little trails.
Yeah, very nice. Cool water diffusion or LED diffusion underwater. Nice job, Erin.
Nice.
Head
very
over
nice
to the
job.
blog and her Google Plus page. Give her some kudos on that.
Props and kudos,
Really
both,
crazy.
a little bit of both.
Yeah.
And to continue the world of nature and electronics. That's my life. What is this project?
This
Rebecca?
is in Laura Chin's ITP thesis project. It's like using Google Cardboard, so it's a VR experience.
Moment Chance? Is this inspired by Moment? No, Moment Chance. Anyone? No. Okay. Remember on Sesame Street? They'd be like, I have toilet paper in my head, and they'd like pull down the toilet paper, and then somebody else would come in and you'd have like a horn on his head that would bend and turn it.
No.
I'm just making it up.
I did watch a
I'm
lot of
making this
Sesame
stuff
Street,
up.
but I
You
missed
remember
that. I missed that part.
kinda
I just
scary.
got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Sorry, project.
Anyway, this is Laura Chin's Google Cardboard project that makes it's supposed to like simulate how bees like go out during the day and do their stuff and then come back and communicate with each other at the hive. So inside it's like a web-based VR environment where you're looking around and seeing multiple people, and you can talk
Right.
to them, and it's kind of like video chatting, but with this thing on your head. And it also has the LEDs in some cool like waxed paper on the outside. I think the devices are quite beautiful things to put on your head, and these people
Definitely.
obviously are entertaining for us to watch, but it seems
They're
like it's
looking around into different honeycombs at different people talking, right?
right.
That's,
Yeah. So if you want to learn more about this project, there's a big write-up on her site, and you can get to it by visiting the blog.
Surreal aesthetics. I like the outside.
Yeah, super neat. Moving on to another NYU ITP project. This is Boram Kim's subway dress, and it uses a Flora GPS. So when you're walking around outside and you come near a subway station, it will illuminate that whole line that subway station is connected to. So not only does it show you like where you are on the map, but it'll show you like where you can go on that subway.
People love the design aesthetic of the New York subway map, and because it's a beautiful thing.
It's pretty
Lovely
good.
lines.
Beautiful and useful.
Have you seen it before used in fashion? I have not.
Um,
I'm calling it a first.
well, besides
for
at
me.
the Transit Museum store where you can get like the like t-shirts.
That was a
and the
really
umbrellas
obvious
and
one.
the-
I should have already had that one.
And the like
You're right.
purses and the t-shirts with the big like symbol.
I'm not
I don't know
counting
that
that
that counts as fashion. Yeah,
no
they're not
offense,
high
New York
fashion. Not
MTA store.
not Boram Kim fashion. So nice project. You can learn more about
Oops.
that build also. This is from Hannah Perner Wilson. Took this video. I'm assuming her or one of her friends made this. It's a jacket with a bunch of NeoPixel strip on the back to make like a sort of ad hoc segment display, and it can display every letter of the alphabet.
I like the non-traditional font.
Yeah, kind of neat. Super cool. This
I
is
would
it
like
on
to
the
see
back of
this unlit, just to see what all the segments are. Like,
the I know, right?
this is good. And we're gonna move on.
Oh, right. We're going to
right
debut
now.
this project video. So I'm going to live demo this project for you, but I don't know that you're going to be able to really see it that well on the live demo. So I thought maybe you would just prefer to watch the video, and then whatever live demo I can manage to squeak out will
We
sort of
just-
just supplement
We
that.
happen to have a video that will show it very well.
So wait, I'll set it up. Last week, or 2 weeks ago, we premiered this project that is just a costume cap with 72 NeoPixels and 3D printed diffusers.
right,
The-
lot of work.
A lot of work. 2 weeks ago, we debuted the construction video, so how to solder the LEDs together, how to sew the cap, which we provide a pattern for, and then last week we talked about the Bluetooth module, and then this week we're finishing up the cap by adding the Bluetooth module and writing some animations for it. So this video will explain some of the animations and show you how the Bluetooth connection works.
Okay, let's watch that. Nowish.
Welcome back for part 2 of our costume EEG cap with over 70 NeoPixels and 3D printed diffusers. Check out part 1 for the construction of this beast, because today is all about programming the LEDs and controlling the cap over Bluetooth. To create animating patterns for the cap, I organized the pixels into groups based on where they are on the cap. I created a new array for each row, listing the numbered pixels in order from front to back. This is similar to the City by Calumet, which also has a zigzagging pixel strip. With each row in its own array, you can code up a for loop that steps through all of the arrays at once for a racing stripe effect. I also added a function that randomly flashes the pixels with a few colors, and you can assign buttons in the app's control pad to activate the different animation modes. In the Arduino sketch, you can take in one color from the app's color picker and then mathematically determine some coordinating colors. Use a graphical palette with RGB readouts to inform your math if your additive color theory is a little rusty. You can find all the code we discussed today in the EEG cap tutorial. The link is in the description. If you've got questions, post them up in the comments, and I'll tackle them every week on our live wearables broadcast right here on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe to catch the latest videos from Adafruit, and thanks so much for watching. Cool. Did
Nice.
you guys learn something?
I did.
Maybe you learned that we have some fabulous in-house photography talent.
Yeah, capturing LED color is not easy.
I know, right?
Saturation is high.
These diffusers make it a little bit easier than just the raw LEDs to film it, but it's still pretty hard to not have everything be overexposed. Okay, so I promised you a live demo. I'm using my Android phone. This works great on also the iOS phone, also known as the iPhone.
Yes, traditionally.
So maybe you can tell if I've put it on the whole big. You can't even really. Can you tell because it's reflecting off of me?
I can see some color on your face.
It's so sunny, summer bright outside.
Sunlight beats all.
Anyway, whatever. You guys saw it better in the video, but it's real. The Bluetooth module really works.
Oh, it actually works.
It actually works. I promise.
Yeah.
It's really fun. Like I want to add a Bluetooth module to everything now. Every project is going to get a freaking Bluetooth module.
Pretty crazy, easy to add. I mean, in effect, a smartphone control of the projects.
Yeah, and like
I
you
say
guys know that
in general.
I'm no like code expert. You know, like I took the Flora color picker example from the library and modded it up. What it does is it looks for the packet type. And the packet type could be an accelerometer packet, a color.
Exclamation point C. Or
There you go.
I wrote that.
Colin
stuff.
wrote the iOS app, so he knows. I'm telling them. I'm not telling you.
I know, but I'm proud. So I was like, hey, by the way, it's
Hey, by the way, I helped write that packet structure.
Yeah.
And then I just look and see if the packet is. It basically sets an animation state, an integer that's an animation state, and if the packet type is a button and the button is like 2, then it sets
Yep.
the animation state to 2, and it just stays in 2 until it changes until it gets another packet.
you end up writing these if-else statements. Yep.
Yeah, so that's what you're going to find when you check out the code that's now published on the learning guide for this project. You can find at learn.adafruit.com. And I hope that there's this whole thing where like sometimes we'll have some really complicated code for you to just download and use, and it has like one variable you can change,
Yeah.
like the color. This, I was hoping anyway that you guys could you beginners could get more deep into this complicated code by seeing me, a non-expert programmer, like tackle doing some very basic animation stuff that should be easy to understand, for at least for me, which means for maybe beginners, because I believe it or not, am a relatively beginner level coder. I basically do LEDs and nothing else.
The great thing about code is if you break it, it doesn't cost you anything. It's a really awesome thing about code.
Yeah, that is really awesome.
So break it. Go ahead and break it. Save a copy of the original. You're good. You're good to go.
So if you can see that you could take this a lot further. The Bluetooth app lets you take in all kinds of stuff like the accelerometer, compass, GPS, sensor data from your phone. So you can just add the one Bluetooth module to the Flora, and then instead of adding a Flora accelerometer or a Flora GPS, you can use your phone's sensor data to the device.
Right.
That makes it maybe a little bit easier to debug, maybe a little bit less expensive on the hardware end. If you're going to like say you're an electronic mermaid, and you want to like change the animation patterns on your tail, but you don't want to have to press a tactile button that you then have to waterproof. You could just use your phone in its waterproof case, or
You could have a friend control your
someone on land.
luminescence.
Just saying, it's like a hands, like since the Bluetooth module is at the back of the head, I don't have to like touch the cap physically. I can use my phone to control it. I don't know, it feels pretty future. I can see a lot of you wanting to use it for stuff. It's easy, and I believe in you. You can do it.
We use our damn phones for everything as it is. Might as well.
I know, right? If you
If
would like to get a Flora Bluetooth module or any of the other supplies, your weight in NeoPixels required to build this project, it's only 72. That's not that many. You can use code Stripes to get 10% off. The Ninja Flex you need to make the diffusers. The Flora
Right.
board. Everything but the fabric for the
Whole
cap,
lot of the
basically.
stuff.
So.
Your weight in NeoPixels. I don't know my weight in NeoPixels.
I don't know my weight
Is
in
that the same
NeoPixels.
as my weight? Oh, but the number of NeoPixels.
It's just
Right.
an expression.
I'll get back to you on it. Moving on.
I'm not sure how we would even verify a
Our
guess about
compo-
the weight
our-
on NeoPixels.
Becky, our component of the week.
I suppose we do. No, we do have component weights on our product
We do.
pages, and they're usually accurate for the component itself for people who do like high altitude balloon stuff, and they're really worried about how much their payload weighs.
Right.
We usually try to weigh everything really accurately. So I suppose it's possible to calculate your weight in NeoPixels. If you would like to do that and post how many NeoPixels your weight is in the chat, I would like to see.
I will add a NeoPixel weight calculator to the iOS Blueford app. No, I won't.
I'm
Not
gonna call
really.
you on that.
Component of the week. Drum roll here. Drum roll end. Drum roll stops. This is the grid.
This is the
we were speaking of. I'm
flexible.
guessing NeoPixels.
Yes, WS2812s. Yes.
Yes. But this one's different because
It's flexible. We don't have the little video of
Right.
it. It didn't
Because-
come in time.
yeah, it's flexible. You still gotta be delicate with it, but you can get some bend.
Right, it's the mildly flexible 16 by 16 NeoPixel panel, and it's cool because you can. It's not meant to like bend repeatedly, but you can, like many times. But you can flex it, and I could see you putting it on a hat or a backpack or the back of a suit jacket or.
Right. So what's the radius? The curvature of my back? Probably that's safe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's totally safe.
No, you're not going to do any NeoPixel sheet origami with it.
No, and I don't think you could
NeoPixel
even crease it.
airplanes.
You could probably roll this one into a tube about 8 inches. Like it could probably go on the circumference of like an 8-inch wide
Probably.
like, tube.
Putting
Well,
a
I held it
disclaimer
in my
on.
hands. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, probably. I'm
Okay.
describing like the product page says all the stuff about it, but I'm saying what you could. I'm like putting it in practical perspective for you. This is what the back looks like. It uses a lot of power if you have all the LEDs on full brightness. So if you're going to use it for a wearable application, we do have the boost converter to boost your battery voltage up, and we do have a wide variety of li-poly batteries. You can watch our video all about battery powering your wearable electronics, calculating your current draw, and then picking the right battery that's going to work for you. But if you put these on like 40% brightness, which is like still pretty blinding,
Yeah.
and didn't have them all on at once, you'd be in good shape for a wearable.
Sure.
Or
Conservative
tile
with
many
brightness.
of these together on full brightness with giant plug-in power supplies and make like a giant LED video wall.
Blind your friends. That too. Yes, and the quarter is unfortunately not included.
It's just for scale.
If you would like to purchase things, not including the quarter, you can use the discount code STRIPES in the Adafruit store.
Why is the discount code Stripes, Colin?
Because there's tons of Stripes things going on lately. We had, pride and everything, and we have more pride and patriotism, and
Oh, because
So-
flags have stripes on them.
yeah.
Oh, I thought it was just because you like wearing stripes and I like wearing stripes.
I actually didn't write the code. She made up the code. But now she's like, hey, Colin, why did I make up this code? I'm like, well, shot in the dark. Some events took place recently that,
And will take place soon that involves stripes. Do you guys like stripes?
you know what I like? Duels.
I also like tools. In fact, you could go so far as to say I love them.
I would go that far.
I even ASCII heart them.
We're going there. What kind of tools?
Tools that allow you to grab onto things and connect things like conductive threads.
Like these?
Yes. These are the Pomona mini grabbers. They're part of the Fluke lineup that we've been starting to carry in the shop, and they are mini grabber to banana plugs. So that's for your oscilloscope or your multimeter. But then they have, if you go to the next slide, they have the little spring-loaded.
Mini grabbers, I believe
Mini
the technical
grabbers.
term. Mini grab. I think it's also a snack food. Maybe.
They're next to the bugles.
Right, yeah. He's got a mini grab them all. They're super good. I really honestly do love these cables. I've used them for years,
They're
and
so good.
I beat the crap out of them, you would say. I am hard on my tools, and they have lasted.
I'm really glad that we
whole
have them in
time.
the shop now. We have 3 different lengths: medium, small. Medium would be Goldilocks, small, and long. And what I would recommend.
Okay.
What? Medium is Goldilocks.
Medium
size.
because it's just right.
Yeah.
Catching up.
It's not too short, not too long.
Feel free to move on. It's okay.
What I would recommend doing with these, if you take the longer length, I would snip off the banana plug because I don't know. Oh, I know.
But
I'm
it's
not-
so well connected. It's Pomona.
It's so well connected, but
Primo.
I don't need the banana plug because I'm not really doing too much oscilloscoping, but I am doing a lot of alligator clipping. So what I like about these is that they provide you an alternative interface for clipping onto conductive threads. The alligator clips are pretty good, but sometimes if you have a lot of connections really close together, the metal on the ends of the alligator clips is quite is quite nubbin.
Oh yeah,
nubbin-y. They're like, well, they just have a lot of metal exposed. So, yes,
they
like
chew
that.
through. That's what I'm.
No, I don't experience that
No?
problem too
Okay, I
much.
do.
With the helping hands, yes, but with the
Okay.
alligator clips we have,
Okay,
they're pretty
that's
like,
not so bad.
the steel
Rounded?
is kind of like rounded, yeah.
Okay.
But what they do is they might short to each other. Whereas
okay.
these have like a much smaller grabby spot,
Mm-hmm.
so you could clip a bunch of them close together, and they're not gonna.
Yeah, it's almost
short.
like a plastic shroud around there.
Right, where
But,
it's
but why clip open the nice banana jack that would go so well on into a multimeter when you could just get the mini grabbers?
yeah, I would just get those. Just get the mini grabbers.
solo or in a rainbow, sort of solo, by
Right,
themselves.
a collection of the rainbow ones, which match pretty closely, except for the banana. Or sorry, why do I keep saying banana? Alligator
Because
clips.
everybody loves bananas. It's the most popular fruit in the world.
I don't really like bananas that much.
You should. They're good for you.
I know it's not a very positive.
Potassium.
Yeah, I know.
They're radioactive too.
Slightly.
Where are we going?
These rainbow mini grabber clips come in. We sell the 3 different lengths of cables in red and black, and then we sell this collection of rainbow clips that pretty much match our alligator clip selection. I think the alligator clips don't come in brown or gray, but all the other colors, yes. And so so you could easily mate these with half an alligator clip cable to make your own really awesome wearables super cables. That's what I plan to do with them anyway.
Wearable super cables.
Super grabby cables.
Stay tuned.
And they would be an excellent addition to your wearables repair kit.
Right. And an excellent addition to your discount code collection today is Stripes for 10% off Flora and wearables and all the other hardware.
And all the other things.
And all the other hardware things in the Adafruit store. Expires 11:59 p.m. Offers excluded in areas where you don't do stuff that I'm
I
telling
know,
you.
you have like a little bit of a TV announcer voice just
I
there.
know I do. I try my best. So,
Not valid, we're restricted.
so I don't think you're going to ask questions this time, and they're going to give answers. But maybe we'll work on next time instead.
time.
That'll be A and Q. That's different.
Okay.
But Q and A, which
We're
we've
giving away a
established
copy
as a segment.
of the Flora book to folks who have asked questions over the last week. We gathered them up, we put them in the queue for today's show, and then one of them will win at the end. If you would like to enter the giveaway or have a question answered, you just ask it in the comments now or later or on Google Plus or the Adafruit blog or Twitter, and we'll grab them up and put them on a future show. Good chance the prize is going to be the book again.
I'm corralling questions. This is what we do. Is it like herding cats?
It's more like a little screenshot, and they drag it into a folder. It's much easier than herding cats.
Yeah, I've never herded cats. I've heard stories. Our first question,
Okay.
if I may be so bold,
Sure.
from mrourke735 is: can you control a microservo with a Gemma? If so, what pin restrictions are there?
Excellent question,
Becky.
mrourke735. You can indeed control not only a microservo, but any kind of servo with a Gemma or a Trinket. Gemma only has one pin that can do PWM, so you got to use that pin. Trinket maybe has a couple more pins broken out. I can't remember.
I don't think so.
Regardless, we do have a guide exactly about this on the Adafruit Learning System, so don't trust me, trust Mike Barella. Read his guide on the Adafruit Learning System all about Trinket servo control. And if you, that'll cover your technical basics and
Right.
you're getting everything set up on a breadboard. Then if you want a cool project to build with your Trinket or Gemma and servo, you could try Noam Pedro's really simple animatronic tail. It uses a little 3D printed box for your
Right.
servo and a tail, and it just wiggles the tail back and forth.
Right, right. Is that the only tail-centric project we have in the Learn system right now?
I mean, I don't know. There might be some dragon things. There's definitely like some
Okay,
wings
okay.
and like some.
I'm really good at tangents today, so don't let me go too far.
There might be. I mean, and like Erin's got her mermaid tail. That's not a tutorial in the learning system. Though.
It includes a tail.
There's
Okay.
a lot of tail. I mean, I'm not going to say this is the only tail in the learning system. I don't think we can go that far. There's like 800 tutorials in there
Okay,
now.
personal interest, it's okay. I'm not part of
There
the
might
Q&A.
be another tail. I don't
Right,
remember.
right. Okay.
Anyway, yes, you can get your servo on with your Gemma and go for it.
I may. Question. Jos Van Tongren asks, question, is it possible to make the Firewalker sneakers using the Gemma version 2, as it is more powerful now than the old Gemma version 1? And how is the Gemma version 2 behaving with the Flora Bluefruit module?
So Yas.
Gemma version 1 versus 2?
Yeah, Gemma version 2 is not more powerful than Gemma version 1. We did make a video about this, so if you want to get up to date on exactly what's going on with Gemma 2, watch it. But
Watch
really,
it.
it's very simple. Just the USB port is different and the on-off switch. So it is more powerful in that you have the power to turn it on and off.
That counts.
But the chip is still an ATtiny85 with the same limited RAM and all of that.
Same speeds.
That said, you have always been able to do the Firewalker Sneakers project with Gemma. It's just difficult to calibrate your sensor because you don't have the native serial support.
Right.
So on the Gemma, to see what your sensor values are for how much weight you're pressing down on your sensor and what will trigger it. But we have a tutorial about sort of hacking your way to get serial into the computer, and then on the learning system as well. So yes, but and then your last question about the Flora and the Flora Bluefruit. Check out this project that Phil B did, his NeoPixel goggles that are controlled by the Bluefruit. It's using Trinket and the Bluefruit UART Friend, which is the non-sewable version of the Flora BLE.
Square.
The
Yes.
Flora BLE has a it says on the product page, and this is where I learned it from. You know, Lady Ada designs these boards, and
Right.
well, Lady Ada and K-Town and others, and I just learned about them since I am not an electronics or what you call it. I'm not an engineering expert. She says that the Flora, the round one, doesn't have the extra flow control pins on it broken out that the regular UART Friend with the square board does, and that so the Flora BLE module is recommended for use with microcontrollers with hardware serial, like the Micro and the Flora and the Leonardo, and the classic UART Blue. I don't want to say classics, that's confusing in Bluetooth lingo.
Square.
The square blue PCB Adafruit Bluefruit LE UART Friend should be good to use with your Gemma or Trinket, as is used in the Phil B's project here.
Okay.
And the limitation is that because it's not big enough to hold the whole Bluetooth library, it can't use all of the native supported features, but it can be programmed just to receive a UART message, which is what these goggles are doing. So you can
Getting a
send it a
command,
color,
yeah.
and it's just like taking the color, but it's not like actively communicating back and forth.
Okay, so to review, you can use the Flora Bluefruit module with the Flora,
Yes.
and the square regular Bluefruit module you want to use with
With the Trinket or the Gemma.
the Trinket or the Gemma.
If you wanna do-
Just to recap.
Yeah,
Okay.
but if it's your first time with the Bluefruit module, I really recommend using it with the Flora, just because it's like, if you have so much more room to play around with your RAM, you have so much more communication options available to you, communicating over serial and debugging your code, and then you could always like port it to a Gemma later. You know?
Okay. Good. Sounds good. D writes, "Hi Becky, enjoyed the solar panel review. Would I be able to use the solar panel skill badge in the same way to charge things?" And that, of course, looks like this.
Yes, I did not include this round solar panel skill badge in our solar panel roundup last week, and it's because I didn't want to make you have the expectation that this solar panel would perform anywhere near as robustly as the other ones. The answer is yes. It's an actual solar panel, has contacts on the back. You can solder wires onto it. It's just a bit wee.
It's a little bit small. C-quarter for reference. Yeah.
It's a little bit of a solar panel, just a tiny, and so
Still souls, but not as much.
what it's gonna do compared to the big guys we got is it's just gonna charge up your stuff really slowly. So if you covered something with them and chained them all together, sure. But I didn't want to set up the expectation that it's anywhere near as quick charging as our like 6-inch or 8-inch
Right.
solar panels.
It is the only skill badge that incorporates the subject matter into the actual badge, though.
The radioactive skill badge glows in the dark. Does that count?
No.
Because it's not
Moving
actually
on.
radioactive.
It doesn't.
It's
Demetrios asks, "Hey Becky, I was wondering why you need the switch in the solar boost bag. Can I neglect it?" Poor Switch. Neglected Switch. Can you neglect this? I suppose you can neglect.
Can you neglect my feelings, Demetrios?
Oh,
It's fine.
burn.
You can
Unintended burn. No, I understand. You just. Why else would she include it? There's a reason for it.
Let me explain the
She
reason
included
to
it
you.
in the project.
The power switch in the Solar Boost Bag project connects to the power boost. So what the switch does is it prevents the battery from keeping the power boost powered all the time. So when you turn it off, you will be saving the energy that would normally be used to power that LED that's on board and any like sort of phantoms. You know, like it's like unplugging the wall wart.
Right.
So that it doesn't use a little bit of
What
electricity
we all should
inside
do,
it.
but can't really get time to do all the time for all the stuff. Yeah.
Right.
So it's a total power kill. No drain at all. So we're
No
talking
train at
about
all
a
in
battery, then yeah, it's a,
Right, where the power, where otherwise it would be powered constantly, not like constantly converting power and using a lot of power, but just enough for that LED and the other passive components on the board. So I figured since it has the opportunity to attach a switch, you might as well use it, right?
You might as well, yeah. You might as well, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you could leave
Cut
it
it
off if you want your battery to slowly drain.
Who wants
I
that?
don't know. People who don't have a switch, but already ordered the power boost.
You can leave the switch off if you like, but there's a reason for it. So, one of these lucky questionnaires, no, that's not, questionnaire is a sheet of paper with questionnaires.
Creative viewers,
Queryers?
curious viewers.
Curious viewers, sounds good.
Their names are all in the sticky burn hat. Colin, would you do the honors?
I gotta look away, because otherwise I'll pick my favorite, and that's not good. All right, here we go. It's a little bow tie, comes wrapped up. This is official. We got somebody who does this back there?
I do that. You watched me do that.
You're spoiling the
Oh,
magic.
sorry. Yes.
Congratulations, D. You
D prime 1 2 3.
have been awarded a Getting Started with Adafruit Flora book.
Dun, dun, dun.
D
Congratulations.
prime 123. I was using your, just name, that's your handle. D prime 123. D underscore prime.
If you would like to claim your prize, you just send an email to support@adafruit.com, and we'll send you out your book. If you were sad that you didn't win, you can ask another question. There's no limit on the number of questions you can ask, but if you're sad that you wanted one of those books and you didn't get it, you can use the code STRIPES to pick up one with 10% off. That and all other Flora stuff, and then everything else in the store too, except Eagle software and gift certificates.
Right. Stripes, also a good movie.
Yeah.
I just remembered.
Totally.
Maybe you were just into the movie and you're like, I just watched Bill Murray. It
Yep.
was really sad when he drops the pizza and his girlfriend breaks up with him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's not it.
That's not it, but it could be. I did see that movie. I did think it was good.
It is.
Thank you
tried
guys for
segue, but-
sticking around with us. Jess is gonna guest host next week, and stick around tonight for Mr. and Mrs. Lady Ada, who will host Show and Tell at 7:30, where you can show off your own electronics project by RSVPing on the Google Plus page, and at 8 p.m. Ask an Engineer. They're unveiling Ask an Engineer's new branding look tonight.
Oh.
So
Oh, new world.
so check that out. And then
That's my Ariel, the mermaid.
it's really good.
Yeah.
I like it.
Trying.
You know
Connecting
what
together.
impression Colin does really well is David Bowie.
Yeah, but not right now.
Not right
probably,
now he does, but just in general, I'm just telling them that I'm just telling them that because that impression wasn't like the best
Right,
impression that
right.
that you can do impressions
Okay.
really well,
yeah.
and one of them
yeah,
that sticks out
it's
to me is
fantastic,
David
and I'll
Bowie.
never do it on live web. But
On Thursday,
30 Thursday.
you can stick around for 3D printing projects all day long on the blog and catch up with Noe and Pedro on their 3D Thursday Hangout video, where they talk about CAD and techniques for 3D printing and
When do
materials.
they start hanging out? It's just like
It's like all day they hang out.
so it's a question mark to question mark.
The
kinda?
3D Hangout is not a live broadcast. It is a pre-recorded broadcast.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So they just put it up in the morning, and then you can watch it whenever you want.
I gotcha. I like question mark to question mark.
It's an event it's a party that's so cool that it's from question mark to question mark.
I just wanted to get to that. No,
If
but
you
it
guys
is very cool.
haven't already subscribed to the Adafruit YouTube channel, you are missing out on a party that 115,000 people are a part of. That starts
crowded.
at question mark and ends at question mark.
It's a lot of space.
And you'll get notified when we go live. You'll get notified. You can choose your custom notifications for when we upload new videos and stuff like that. We really appreciate the support. We'll be back again next week with more wearable electronics.
We will.
Thanks for joining us.
Enjoy everything. Take care.